What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are at a job site that we've been working on for over a year now since we started. This is the large workshop that we did the whole building and then came back and did this mezzanine here. And we are back now because we have a pallet full of cable rail. I've never done cable rail. If you guys have never done it, you've seen it, you want to know how to do it, this video is for you because we're going to go ahead and you guys come along with us as we learn to install it for the first time. We'll take you through anything that we learned. I think it's going to be super simple. The reason that we got this system here is that it's supposed to be super simple. And I'm all about that if it looks good and still has good quality to it. So let's go ahead. Let's get this thing opened up, broke down, and into the install. You want to trade spots? Yeah, this is supposedly a super simple cable rail system, so I'm hoping that it truly is. We've got end post, mid post, corner post. That much I know. And we've got a top rail section. Okay.
The bottom.
Oh, dang, yeah, that's a solid base. Oh, golly. Good thing I didn't sleep on my belly last night. Otherwise my back would be too sore to bend over. Okay, and then just bring the saw up with you. Okay, I think we got everything that we need up here. Post, top rail, and the actual cable section. So let's go ahead and get it opened up. Let's see what we've got, get our layout done, and start installing this thing. This is the epitome of at 70 feet, how much just the microscopic amount of movement can be. I wish I had my LA 180 because then I could lock on down there, but this will work. What, you like it, Greg? You like it? 5'11", 7/16, 3/16. Okay. Now that we have this spacing, let's go ahead and get these posts mounted, eh? All right, so with this style of kit, we've got 3 different types of posts. We've got our corner post, which you'll notice is a little bit of a different shape. It's kind of, I don't know what you would call that, 6-sided diamond-ish. And that's because when it sits in the corner, you've got these grooves that are gonna accept the cable system for this way, and then you've got 190-degree coming this way. Here we are gonna then have our intermediate post. So this is gonna have grooves on both sides. That way it's gonna sit in the middle of a rail section and have the cable going both ways. And then finally we have our end post. So that's only gonna have one groove and the other side is gonna be nice, clean and flush and finished. So, you know, if you do this sort of system, know that there's these different types of posts. Don't just order all of the same size or style, I guess. Otherwise you might have some issues. Also, it looks like they come with a nice little kit. No fasteners. So you do need to have your own fasteners, and that's gonna be depending on the material that you're gonna be fastening into. But in this kit, we've got a nice sleeve kit. So there are some plugs in here that are going to go into these 2 little holes, and that's gonna hold this together so that you can drop it over. I'm assuming that if you install all of this before like your flooring and then you wanna come back and do this, that's why it's gonna be separated. So, and then you've also got a couple like composite shims so that you can level these out. That's gonna be important, and I'm hoping that we did a good enough job framing this mezzanine and the deck so that it's pretty much we screw these in and we are good to go. Now, as far as our fasteners, we're gonna be using these lags here, and they should have plenty of meat, and they have a nice big flat head. So when they go in here, they're gonna grab, and man, these are beefy posts. I'm hoping that this will still sit plenty over top of that head, so it's not gonna be in the way. We got plenty of depth here, or room to spare with the head of the fastener. So we've got our layout done. We evenly spaced our rails. Now we're gonna go ahead and get all these posts installed. That's the first thing you wanna do, is get all of your posts installed plumb and secured well. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just taking this little laser. It makes it a little bit easier to see the laser. And I'm making a tick mark on the floor right where that laser line is. That's the laser line we established for our offset and to keep the bases straight. But the reason I'm doing this is because I'm gonna move my laser in just a couple seconds, and I'm going to utilize it to plumb up my posts. In my opinion, that's a lot easier than using a level. Okay, so now that we have that done, what I'm going to do is we're just gonna take this dimension here. Sorry, it's kind of dark up here, guys. We're 1.25 inches, so I'm gonna add to my 3/4 dimension to 2 inches so that we can plumb up this post with the laser and make sure that it's, you know, running plumb this way. So I think that'll be the easiest way instead of having to hold a level, because even with a level, you can see the sight line or the ball or the bubble in the eyesight. What do you call that? Sight?
Sight, yeah.
Level sight? Bubble sight? Whatever. I think it's easier to see a laser line than to have to see the bubble and be accurate every time, because all it takes is just a little bit, and then, you know, the tops of your posts are gonna look like this. All right, we're gonna move this laser to the middle so it's brighter as long as possible, like 70 feet. This thing gets to be about a pretty strong 1/8 inch, and it just makes it harder to see. So,
Yep, right there.
okay, so Greg is at 2 inches there. I'm on my 2-inch crow's foot here. Now, let's hope, because all it takes is a little bit and it could be off. Well, we got lucky. You guys probably can't see that, but I'm right on my 2-inch crow's foot right here. So now we're good to set. We'll set all the posts from the outside in to that last mark. And I think that's the best way to be as accurate as possible. These are all gonna be 2 1/4. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on my tick mark, line it up, and my laser, oh, see, this is where it's gonna be fun. These aluminum bottoms. See that? So they're never going to exactly sit perfect on this, this subfloor. There's gonna be a little bit of rock to them. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up my laser right on the edge of this post. We'll go ahead and put a fastener in. Now look at that, that sucker is way, I mean, I could almost stick my finger under there. But the important thing is that my laser is right on that edge. So now we can go ahead and put this fastener over here. And I'm gonna probably, well, right here, I've got the laser. There, so I just sucked that down nice and tight, and to be honest, I probably pulled that camber out of the bottom of this bracket flush with my subfloor, and that's why now I'm running nice and, I guess, plumb. And that's it. So we're gonna run down and do all these posts. That's actually pretty dang simple. Okay, so in that one, looks like I'm not gonna get it by sucking that in. So I'm gonna actually undo that a little bit. And remember, this kit comes with these nice shims. I can't even get the shim under there. We're just gonna go ahead, we're gonna run 4 screws, see what we get. Get them all tightened down. Yeah. See? To be honest, I think that just having a really nice flat subfloor is gonna make all the difference in the world. I still feel like I want that over just a hair. Right there. Greg, do we have those other shims? I brought my own composite shims. I did not know they were in. See, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it under there. Yeah, that's a little bit too much, I think. Oh, actually, no. Perfect. Yeah, I think we're actually perfect. I just had to suck that other one in. And I know what you guys are probably saying, I should be checking them for plumb the other way. While that's true, all I have to do is put a top rail on this, and I need to make sure that they look plumb. So I don't have to get too worried. Like this right here, man, maybe if I was reading the actual level bubble, I'd be like maybe a 32nd out. This one is like beautiful. But the important thing is that as I do this, I can actually cut my top rails, which are going to, in essence, either spread or kind of bring them closer together as I go. So the most important thing is that I'm very, very close, which I already know I'm gonna be close because my floor was all basically laser leveled also. We built this. But I know that as long as I spend a lot of time on my outsides, the inside ones are gonna kind of come together when I do my top rail. So you do wanna check, but it's not as important, in my opinion, as having a laser straight top, which is why we have the laser set up. Just gonna get that laser right there. That one definitely did not come back enough. Like it. All right, so now that I've kind of made it to the laser in the middle, I'm gonna come over to this end and work back. This is the corner post, and really all I'm doing here is the same kind of idea, but I also wanted to make sure that it's good and perfectly square in this corner. So 4 3/4 is my center point, 4 3/4. There's gonna be a lot of fasteners in this. I don't really know why you need that many fasteners in a corner post because it gets locked in on both sides, but we're gonna go ahead and fill it up anyway. Now this one I definitely want to plumb up. As best I can. Looks like it's leaning. I think I got to suck these in a little bit. Yeah, so this one is leaning pretty substantial here. We need to get these guys a little bit tighter. But this is a very important one just because it's the corner and it needs to be plumbed both ways so that it can be plumbed up with this one just as much as the other, I guess, the front wall with the side wall. The biggest thing with this is once you get it plumbed one way, you also got to make sure it's good and plumbed the other way. And anytime I'm doing a shim, I'm always going to overdo it just a little bit because there's always some form of compression that occurs. So we're just going to kind of overdo this one. I think that should do it right there. I hope. And there's that. Okay. Now we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a shim wherever it's kind of loose back here. And I've got 2 more holes. Looks like my laser is still, it's really hard to see probably in the camera, but this black aluminum really kills that laser. But it is right here, so I think I'm good. Beautiful. Perfect. Well, we don't want to say perfect. It's not perfect. It's really good. There we go. All right, corner post, nice, solid, and plumb both directions. So I think that was probably the hardest one. Now back to just doing these easy intermediates. So, Greg. No, I was just trying to think, how does one rail come out the bottom, or is there a stop on one?
This is your...
I'm saying, like, we got to use both of these.
Yep. So you pre-tension...
But there's no bottom rail.
You pre-tension the bottom, I think is what it said.
But
come through, and then come up the top, and then back over.
I got you, yep. That makes sense, dude. That makes sense. Can I still read the instructions? Use a back and forth motion, blah, blah, blah. I suppose we should have brought a...
Snips?
No, a bandsaw.
The cable?
For the cable. You ain't cutting that with a set of snips. All right, we're going to have to...
Yeah, we got it. Oh, you did cut this.
This is the problem one here, Greg. I need this one undone. This is... Yeah, we're gonna have to do a little better job. I say we, but I 100% mean me.
Wait, stop moving for 2 seconds. Let's get this undone.
Bro, you think I'm patient enough?
No, clearly not.
Come on, buddy, keep up. Okay, this has to come up. I need to make sure that this is going up here, like so. Okay, now we can go down. There, all the way down. And then you hand tighten these bad boys. That's called pre-stress, but we don't want to go crazy because we're going to have to cut this dimension.
This one should
be... Yeah, you're right. We don't have to cut this one. This one's like exact. Yeah, it's got to be whatever this is minus a quarter. Let's check this one for plumb. Let's get this one good and locked in. Oh, dude, that's literally money. Now, based on the pictures, Greg, I think we're going to... Oh, that's not good. I don't feel like that's gonna go in there very easily. This is what I'm going to tighten, and it's gonna slide this out, but this needs to get locked in here. So I need to feed this through. So I think, actually I don't have to, well, I just need to undo these so I can get it clamped. Mm-hmm. Is there an Allen wrench with this set?
I don't think so.
Oh no. So you're sure it doesn't go the other way around because it wouldn't make sense? Because then how would you access this bolt?
I looked at the pictures.
Fair enough, dude. There's something to be said for just looking at the pictures. Okay. How tight do we go? Did you see that in the picture?
I mean, it shows tensioned all the way.
Oh, okay. We're gonna squeeze this shut then. Man, don't you kind of feel like we should do it with like a hand at first, so I don't just...
I have no clue, man. says use a drill.
Oh, you know, I just kind of hit me. So this is going to suck out, and then it's going to, that last little bit is what squeezes this, and that's why there's that spring in there. This is going to get closed up.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You sure this is the right thing? Here. You sure this is the right way to do it?
Yes.
With this guy?
Yes. That's what it shows in the picture.
Definitely getting there. See this right here? I'm almost closed on that.
There you go.
Yeah, I got a wrist to worry about here, buddy. Oh, because it's got a solid end on it. Greg, don't use your hand, man. You're gonna have carpal tunnel issues.
Wait,
That's not too big of a deal. All right, let's just go ahead and get all these in, eh? And then we'll mass, like, cut everything. Let's just get them all undone. There we go. Just go crazy on it, man.
I'm gonna live my best life.
Live your best life. So once we have this as hand tightened as possible, then we're going to utilize the drill to finish this off. And we've got this gap here. And when this closes, we know we've tensioned it all the way. And then we're trying to figure out what tone that is, but I don't really know. So then we've got it's nice and tight. Pretty simple system, to be honest. And then I'm just keeping an eye on plumb, just making sure that if I need to make any small adjustments, I can do that with the top rail. Like this one reads good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the total measurement minus 1/4 of an inch. Because this is extruded aluminum, I just went ahead and I threw a Diablo Steel Demon on here. Ceramet carbide. And I think I could cut through this probably with any blade, but this does a really nice job. I just don't look at the blade. That way I know it's not gonna hit me in the eye, because I don't have any eye protection on. I probably should though, Greg.
Eye protection?
Yeah.
Overrated. Got it tight?
Yeah, man. I'd just roll them suckers up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once you get to this end, just give yourself a little. Boom. And then this will just kind of stick it down that way. Yeah, there you go. And I should have just cut these already, but 67 1/4. I think the cable was a little bit in our way, buddy.
Think so?
Yeah. Let's try that one more time.
There's so much cable on
We should probably cut it off, but we don't have the device.
Can we reach over the chop saw?
No, I'm
That'd be
not gonna
awesome.
freaking take the chop saw over there. No, I'm not doing the chop saw. Remember when I was gonna bring my bandsaw? And everybody was like, nah. All right, so we've made it down the long stretch of rail, but now we've got this kind of return. And originally, I planned on 2 sections. The problem is once I started laying this out, okay, if I were to do this with my 2 sections, I totally could, and I think it would be just fine. We would shorten up the 2 middle sections. However, we're coming up into this mezzanine. Maybe you have things in your hands. Maybe you have bigger items that you want to store up here. And this post to me is kind of annoying. So what I talked to the client, what we're going to do is we're going to max out the span, which is basically what these are. These are like 67.25 from here to here, and we can go to 68. So we're gonna max this one out at 68, and then you're gonna have this kind of opening to make the corner. So I don't know about you guys, personally, maybe it's laziness, but when I take a staircase, I hate going all the way up and having to go around. I'm gonna just fly up this thing and make my turn like so. Client agrees, so we're gonna go ahead and just do a single post right here and not do anything right here. I don't know, I think it's a good idea. What do you guys think? I don't really care what you think because me and my client agreed on this and this is what we think. So I'm joking, I care. I don't care, actually. So we're gonna go ahead and get this mounted, finish up this last section of rail, and wrap this job up. Man, that railing turned out laser straight, looks amazing. It was super easy to install. Once again, this is the Barrette elevation rail, and I really think anybody could install this. It didn't take any real special tools. Most people have the tools that we use laying around their place if they're gonna tackle a job like this. And I think it was super simple. So we ran into a couple things where we didn't know what we were supposed to do, but we didn't really read the directions. We looked at pictures, Greg. And so I would recommend, if this is something that you're interested in doing on your own project, definitely read the instructions, but I think if you got through this video, you probably could do this no problem. And next time Greg and I do this, we'll probably cut this in half. So if this was helpful to you guys, if you enjoyed this, definitely hit the thumbs up. This is the final thing that we had to do on this project, which was a 72 by 96 workshop for our client. We built the structure, we did all this mezzanine that I'm standing on, and then we capped it off with this nice rail, which really does finish it off, I think, exceptionally well. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you like the cable rail? Personally, I think it's super sleek. I love the black aluminum and the stainless rail. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get out of here. We're gonna clean the rest of this up, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.